Hola.
Hi.
Bienvenidas a Super Mamás.
Super Mamás.
This is Paulina.
And this is Bricia. We're moms and sisters.
I have two beautiful girls, Krista, who's 4, and Sabina, who's 1.
And I have a handsome baby boy, Eduardo Santiago. And we welcome you to the Super Mamás Sisterhood.
We're here to help one another, inspire one another, and support each other through the ups and downs of motherhood.
I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Okay, ¿listas?
Here we go. Hi, Super Mamás. So this week in the podcast, we have another super mom boss. Ana Flores is here with us. Ana is the founder and CEO of the We All Grow Latina Network. You guys have all heard us talk about the We All Grow Summit. Well, she is the woman behind the vision and everything. It is the first and largest network of digital Latina influencers in the U.S. She is incredible. She's going to share with us her journey to starting We All Grow, about how she raises a bilingual child, her morning routine. Oh my gosh, we're going through so many things. Take notes, you guys. She is very inspiring. We love her, and we hope you enjoy the show as much as we love chatting with her. Enjoy the show. Hello. Hi, ladies.
Hello, everybody.
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. How are you getting ready for your trip? We won't have an episode next week because my sister is off to Oaxaca.
I am.
She's
I'm going to
abandoning.
Oaxaca.
She's abandoning you guys.
No, I am not.
So it's either we don't get an episode,
wife.
or you get, or you get just me talking to the mic, and I really don't think you guys
I'm
want
being
an
a good
hour of
wife.
me.
You know, my husband's gonna go visit his family after all this time.
How many years has it been since he's been to Oaxaca?
6.
Well, Mexico period. 6?
6 years. Not
Wow.
not a huge time, but you know.
That's a long time. That's
So
a
he's
long
very
time. Okay, here's my question. What is he more excited about? Is he more excited about seeing his family, or is he more excited about eating?
He's equally excited. We have a list of places that we're gonna go eat.
Like, which ones?
We're gonna go to Origen.
Did you see my Oaxaca list, by the way, that I have on my blog?
I have not, but
You have
I will
to
check it
yeah.
out.
You have to do everything in there.
I don't know if I'll have time to do everything.
How long are you going to be there?
We're only gonna go.
And how are you going to do this? This is so many questions at once.
I'm like, okay, do what? What part?
Okay, because how is he going to figure out, like, spend time with his family, going out to restaurants?
So we are
like,
planning.
Do you guys have an itinerary?
Yeah. No, we do not
or
have
do
an itinerary,
you
but we
just
do plan to have our in-laws with us most of the time. 'Cause
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So, you know, visit a couple of places with them, and then mom and dad. We're actually going to take a little nature trip on Saturday with mom and dad.
Oh, you're going to Calpu?
We're going to Calpu.
Oh, I love that. I always go there. Get a limpia.
I will. And then my anniversary is next week. My 3rd wedding anniversary
Nice.
is next week. So we're going to be there, and we're going to, like, you know, have a nice dinner in Oaxaca at Origen.
Aww.
And we're going to take the kids. I think he's excited about seeing his family and his family seeing him as a dad. So with the kids, my in-laws have met the girls and me, but separately.
Yeah.
We haven't all been together, so that's exciting.
How exciting.
And the kids are very excited. Like, Krista wants to get on the plane already. She's like, when are we leaving? When are we leaving? When are we leaving?
Uh-huh.
And Sabina just says Oaxaca, but she
Oh,
has no
really?
idea where she's going. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Sounds fun.
I am not excited about eating a lot because I'm like, man, like, I'm in this challenge.
Oh my God,
You know
that's
what I
right.
mean?
Okay,
Like-
you redid your challenge.
So I started. I haven't told you this, but I started my second challenge yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was going to do the hard body. Remember I told you I'm going to do the hard body, blah, blah, blah. So then yesterday I went to the gym and I was talking to some people. And then this morning I was talking to other people. And they were like, girl, I don't think you should do the hard body right now, because if you're leaving, the hard body is harder, way harder than the first one. They were like, I think you should do another one, the regular one. So then today I changed. I changed it this morning. I was like, excuse me, is there still time to do the previous, like, to do another 20?
But if you lose to another 20,
I mean, you know, I asked Elizabeth, our sister, how much she weighs, and we're the same height. And right now she's weighing about what I would be weighing if I lose another 20.
Oh.
So I was like, I wouldn't look like, I wouldn't look like I'm dying. So, so I'm going to do that because I'm going to be eating in Oaxaca.
Yeah, I forgot about your challenge. Did we really reveal how much you lost in total?
We did.
Yeah, on the last Thursday episode, right?
Yeah, we did. And so I had a week off, quote unquote, and it was really good. But because I'm going to Oaxaca, I was like, I'm going to save it for Oaxaca, and I'm so excited about eating in Oaxaca. Like, I mean, we go to Oaxaca
for Oaxaca.
When we go to Oaxaca, it's like food.
Yeah.
It is pretty much since the moment you get there.
Yeah, it's just that's all you do. Yeah. That's all you 100%. There's all not I'm when I go, I'm never hungry. I'm never hungry eating. Because I'm always eating constantly. And if I'm not eating, I'm drinking.
Yeah, or even if you stop at the little street, at the little tiendita.
No,
you're like, ooh. This Doritos.
Doritos de queso.
Doritos de frutas de queso, or whatever. You just gotta eat.
Or un jugo.
Yeah,
un jugo de naranja.
Un gansito.
Oh my god, no! Here's my thing. The funniest thing when I went jugo de naranja, right? You know how here, if you go to these fancy juice places, a juice is like what, $7?
Yeah, fresh.
Fresh juice there in Oaxaca is 10 pesos.
That's like 75 cents.
Yeah, 75 cents. And it's organic because it's all organic fruits.
And they do it right in front of you.
And they do it in front of you. It's not even cold pressed where you get the sugar. No, they smash it.
How about the coconut?
Oh my God. Okay, when you're driving towards La Colula, there's this one guy who stops. You'll see where. Trust me. You just tell Dad. Be like, what's that coconut guy that Bricia was talking about? Dude. Every time I stop there, that coconut water.
Oh my God!
Porque he fixes it though. I don't know what he does to it, but it's sweet and it's milky. Mezcal? No, it's sweet and it's milky.
Yeah, it's
dude. Get that coconut water.
So I'm excited. I mean, I'll tell you all about it when I come back. But I'm very excited.
How do you think your husband's gonna be doing in the plane if he couldn't even handle a Target trip? Can you share that?
So anyway, this weekend...
Totally going to throw your husband under the bus right here.
Totally throw him on the bus because
Pobrecito.
This weekend we went to buy some things for his family. We're going to take gifts and stuff. So we went to Target and...
because where else are we going to go?
And then we stopped there and after 15 minutes, he's like, okay, how are we going to do this? Because we got to go. And I was like, why? He was like, I can't with the kids. It's too much. And then I look at him and I'm like, what do you mean? I do this all the time by myself with both of them. And I do all the shopping for the house. Then after that, I go grocery shopping. And then if I need to buy anything else, I go with them. How are you telling me that you cannot handle it if I'm here and we have one kid each? And he was like, this is really hard. And he walked away. And then later he was like, okay, are we done? And I was like, fine, let's just go. It just annoyed me. I was just like,
it's like having 3 kids.
Yeah. I was like, I'll go next time by myself with the kids. It's less stressful.
And then you guys lost a shoe.
And then he lost a Tom's. He blamed it on me. But I was like, I gave you the child with the shoes. And now that she doesn't have one. So he lost a shoe. He lost a shoe. I lost a shoe.
That's $20 right there.
My God. Don't even tell me because I'm... probably not going to take him to Mexico anymore.
He lost a 20.
He lost a 20. Oh my God, I was so mad. We went back. We looked everywhere. It was gone. Now we have one shoe. And we're going to, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, ¿cómo se dice?
Lo vas a colgar en su
carro. The taxis?
Yeah.
I'm going to hang it so he'll always remember that he lost the shoe.
Okay, here's my other question. Are you keeping that shoe just in case?
No.
What are you going to do with that shoe? It's still in your house?
No, it's in my house, but it's in my Goodwill. Or not Goodwill, but
But then why would you give away one shoe?
No, not to give away. Those recycling things that are in the streets? Yeah, I recycle clothes.
Okay, because I lost a shoe once.
Okay.
I went on a trip. Okay, remember, last year when I sprained my ankle? And I was only wearing one shoe?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went on a trip. And I don't know why the hell I took both shoes. If I had a boot on, so I could only wear one shoe. And I looked high and low for these little sandals that were perfect. They were these. I don't even know what the name of that.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
And
you were so proud that you found.
Yeah,
those
and
shoes.
I found the shoes. I went on a trip. I came back and I realized I left the one shoe back there, and I still
the one shoe that you were not supposed to take.
Yeah. And you know what? I still have that one shoe in my closet. I can't let go of it. I feel like I'm like one day. I guess what if I just happen to run into like a left one in the street, and I'm like, oh, I have the other pair, like Cinderella. I can't let go of it.
Oh my God.
It's the hoarder in me. I don't hoarder many things. I don't hoarder many things, but that shoe is still there. And every time I see it, you know what? I always put it on. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, but you're going on that trip again this year?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find it.
Maybe I'll find it on the boat again.
In the middle of the ocean.
On the middle. But you know,
floating in the ocean.
I still put it, you know what's funny? I put it on.
Save me, save me.
I put it on and I'm like, oh, this wouldn't look good with this outfit. And I'm like, oh, and I throw the shoe off.
Oh my God. I can't even believe
Yeah, it's still there. It's still my lonesome shoe.
Imagine that you're like,
I don't know why I feel like it's gonna appear somehow, like the other one's gonna appear. It's like every time I watch Selena, at the end I still think she's not gonna die.
Is this boat where you're gonna stay? Like, are the rooms under the water? Like, do you
No.
look out? Like, I don't know, Titanic.
Actually,
you know?
no, Titanic didn't have that.
Yeah, it had underwater. Some of the rooms. No,
Where Jack was, like
I don't know.
the Jack
Well,
room.
imagine you're looking at the window.
The Jack
and you see the
Dawson
shoe.
room, floating away. I'm gonna get out of the boat, jump into the ocean. That's my shoe.
It goes with today's outfit. I mean, I don't know.
I know, but I still have that shoe.
Anyway,
I don't know. It's still there. It doesn't take much space. It's one.
I mean, then I should just keep little Toms.
That's what that's what I was asking
it's
you.
size like 5.
That's what I was asking you. I don't know if I should let go of it. Like,
Well,
what do I do
no.
with it? What do I do with it? It's one shoe.
Hang it on your husband's car.
I wear a size 10. That is not. That would not. It probably fits my husband.
You can probably use it to for something. Like throw it at someone in the freeway or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, it's too much. It's too much talking about a shoe. Let's take a break and we come back. We're gonna come back with our all-star super amazing guest this week. Our guests just keep getting better and better. Better and better.
We just keep putting.
I look up to this woman so much.
Yeah,
I don't know if you all remember, but a few episodes ago, a long episodes ago, we spoke about the We All Grow Summit, and we had a whole episode about
a whole episode about it.
I think like 1.5 episodes about it, because even when Lola came, we talked about it again.
Yeah.
And you guys were everyone was like, "What is this We All Grow Summit you talk about?" Everyone wants to go. Well, you can't, okay? I'm sure it's sold out already, but the woman behind everything, she's here with us. After coming back from another We All Grow Summit in Miami, I was like looking at the calendar and I was like, is she really coming in on Tuesday? Didn't she just finish her summit?
She doesn't stop.
I would be home like just laying down.
She doesn't stop.
Pass me my water. 2 men like blowing air to me, and I'm like, I'm just
what
too
do
tired.
these men look like?
I know. In my dreams, like that guy from 50 Shades of Grey.
Ooh.
Have you seen the new trailer, by the way?
Nope.
Oh,
I want to be in my house alone.
the new trailer is out. It came out today. The new trailer.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'm gonna lock myself in the closet. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna come back 30 minutes later. Like, wasn't the trailer like a minute long?
I just played it over and over.
All right, let's take a break and we come back. Anna Flores is in the studio. We're so excited to have her.
Yay.
We'll be right back. Shades of Grey. I'm gonna gift you the audiobooks.
Well, I you know what? I like the audiobooks idea. This is like the biggest lesson I've had in a while.
Yeah.
It's the biggest tip. Like, see, that's why people need to come here.
Yeah.
Get great tips.
Audiobooks are
in. They're like podcasts.
No. But I mean, like 50 Shades of Grey. Like that way you don't have all the bad grammar from the book. You don't have to put up with that and the bad acting from the movie.
No. Oh no, trust me.
The way to go.
And the girl who reads
the girl
it,
that
she goes.
it's like,
she makes like the
Anna.
Oh, Anna, I love you. Oh no, Christian. And it's like so like Anna, And then there's this one Hispanic character, and she makes like a fake Hispanic, like Latino voice. It's the most hilarious thing. Jose, but Ana, I love you.
Okay, so you just turned me on to the audiobook. No pun intended.
No, no, trust me. I'm telling you, when I heard the audiobook, I would take my dog on long walks. Yep. My girlfriend gifted it to me. It was perfect.
Yeah, and then you gave it to everybody else.
And then I was like, you guys have to hear this. I would play it like in random things in my car. People were like, turn this off. Listening to soft porn.
This was before kids, I think, or yeah, right.
You know, the Tina Fey, it's called like, I forgot the Tina Fey book that she has. That an audiobook is awesome too because she reads it.
Oh, she reads it?
She reads it. So, and it's such a great book.
See, I'm all for like reading autobiographies of power women right now.
Then
like
you should listen to Tina Fey's. Awesome. Yeah, because she reads it and it's about her life, how she got started. It's exactly what you're going to do.
I will do my homework.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, anyway.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, lady.
Enough about 50 Shades of Grey. Anna. Oh, Anna.
I know.
That's right. Anna. We should totally. If my name was Anna and I heard that book, I would get so turned on.
No, I'm telling you. I have something to look forward to now.
Anyway, Anna.
Downloading.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the invitation. It took us a while, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but we're here.
But I mean, come on. You're a really busy woman. And I am really excited to hear a little bit more about how We All Grow got started and what it's become now and how like it was just your little baby and how did you come up with it? And I really want to hear the story of like what We All Grow of Anna.
Where it all came from.
Yeah, where it all came from.
Because the summit itself is an offspring of the first baby, which is an offspring of another baby. And yet I only have one baby in real life.
Right.
And I just keep producing them at work professionally. So, so the story actually starts with my baby, with my girl, Camila. And I had been working in TV production for like 15, 20 years, always in the Hispanic industry. I am just passionate about the Latino industry and what we do and showcasing it, et cetera, et cetera. So I used to work for Univision and MTV Latino, ended up in LA working for Mundos. I was living in Mexico back then. And I just, I had my daughter and the recession
What was your title?
My title? So I was always a TV producer, which basically what you do as a producer, you are, for small stations, although you would think MTV and Univision aren't small, but the budgets in TV are small.
Especially for Latinos.
For Latinos, especially. So the things that we do to get those, what you like to watch on air is crazy. So I was used to working with almost non-existent budgets, and it's always about creating content.
Yeah. Right.
But as a producer in TV, you're really a director, you're a producer, you're a little bit of everything. So in Mundos, I was actually managing the creative team. So all of those cool promos on air, we did like... we rolled green taquitos with Snoop Dogg for some promos.
Oh, wow.
We won some awards for that. No, like we would do all these cool on-air creative promos that you see. And then so I decided that when I had my daughter, I wanted to be a full-time mom. Like it was the thing I wanted to do. My husband was doing great. He's a TV editor. He had his own editing studio in Echo Park, and it was doing awesome. 9 months into my daughter being born and me living the stay-at-home mom life, the recession hit us big time. And you guys remember in LA, 2008 was hard because of the writer's strike as well.
Well, we got hit by the recession super hard.
Bad.
Super hard.
Yeah. We were about to close.
The restaurant. I believe you. It was.
I didn't even drive for a year. I took the bus. For a year.
Yes, I would have done, like I was looking into food stamps. Like it was bad. It was super bad. So he lost everything. We started, everything just got depleted savings wise, et cetera. And I like to tell this part of the story because I really like to empower women that, you see the story, you see what it's become now, but it really came, this industry, the blogging and social media, podcasting, et cetera, you can actually start it with no money.
Right.
And that's where, we started. And I don't have family around. So you know how hard it takes a village to raise a child. I didn't have that village. Right. My friends were also in the middle of the recession and also becoming parents. So we were really on our own. And that's when I started discovering the world of mom blogs, really researching how to be a mom, right? Like, how do I feed her? When should I feed her, et cetera? Why won't she sleep? And just trying to figure all of that out. And I would keep falling into mom blogs and finding mom blogs. And these were the voices of authority that were teaching me how, but they were also becoming my community. But when I started, my friends and everything, and I saw these incredible women creating this incredible content, I was like, wait, I know how to create content. Yet I started looking for content for Latina moms and how to raise a bilingual child, how to find books in Spanish, just like things that are regular conversation between Latina moms, and I wasn't finding that. So I called my best friend from college, who at the time had moved to Colorado from Miami, was also like an Emmy-winning TV producer, etc. And she had a baby. She had a 1-year-old at the time, and I pitched her the idea, and she came on board with me right away. We both were in the recession, and we just started Spanglish Baby with really no money. SpanglishBaby.com, which right now it's closed. The community lives online on Facebook, but really we started it on our own, nothing. And then it started snowballing into this community that we were finding slowly but surely in 2009. Other mom bloggers started appearing, and we would find each other through the comment section. Nobody leaves comments on blogs anymore.
Yeah, right? Before they did. Yeah, before it was a huge,
and that's how you created the community.
It was like your own Facebook feed.
Right. Exactly, your own feed, because let's say you would come in and comment, and it would link back to Super Mamás. And so that way I could go back and see who you
Look
are.
At your blog. Yeah,
exactly. So we started kind of finding each other, and then through that, and Twitter was really where the community was kind of created. So we were helping each other, like, okay, we all want to live off this. I started getting a lot more offers again on TV and things, but I was like, I don't want to leave this. I love what I'm doing. Yeah. I finally started something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And yes, I need the money, but maybe I can hang on a little bit longer. And that's when, the need to monetize came in. And to monetize, you have to work with brands. And brands were figuring out this whole mom blog space, because it really was about the mom blogs in the early years of the blogging world. And they were trying to figure out the mom blogs, but they were also had like the memo to go after Latinos, right? After the Latino audience, after the 2010 census came out. So they were seeing us as a way to get through those audiences authentically, but they really had no idea what to do with us or how to work with us. So through some bad pitches that were sent to me, and I kindly responded to the PR people that had sent those pitches and be like, okay, it would have been better if it would have been this way, because this is how the blogging community works. And this is, we're not paid, and, we don't receive a salary. So it's not the same way as pitching press or media that work for somebody else, et cetera. So one of them actually came back to me and was like, would you like to be a consultant? And that was like my first gig in this world as a blogger. So I saw the need, and there was a few general market agencies, networks at the time, very few that had been started by bloggers that were doing the thing connecting brands and bloggers. So that finding the relationships, managing the campaigns, paying the bloggers, etc. So I was like, maybe I can do that as well. Specifically for Latinas, because if you were a Latina blogger writing in Spanish, they really did not know what to do with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right? So
they still don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, exactly.
6 years later.
There's still that question. But yeah, so in November 2010, I launched Latina Bloggers Connect on my own with a free template on WordPress. A friend did a design. That month, I had like Sprint as a client, and then the next month, catalogs.
So from Spanglish Baby to Latina Bloggers Connect, how?
A year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. It's fine.
And
you got Sprint as a client.
I got Sprint as a client, Kellogg's, Neutrogena, and it just started snowballing. Within 10 months, I had hired my first person, Rachel Matos, who's still with me.
Oh,
and
with you,
Rachel was employee number one. Now she's director of social media. She's been through it all. She's done everything. Now she's director of social media, and now we have a team of 11 women, all Latinas, all creators, bloggers, and at one point of their lives. And the community has exploded into a community of 2,200 Latina bloggers and influencers, YouTubers. Wow. And we're constantly managing campaigns for Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies. But then what happened was that, yes, we were being very successful with the campaign space, but we were also a community, right? That's how we know our influencers so well, because we do offline and online events to help them grow, right? So the very first blog post in 2010, going back to that, when I launched the site, and I wrote a blog post saying, introducing this and why I was doing it and everything, the very last sentence ends with, because when one grows, we all grow.
Oh.
And that then became like the motto of the company. We kept repeating it. And then when I finally decided to move forward with the conference, it took years of me deciding that, because the way that I grew was going through conferences in the general market space,
Yes,
mostly mom
right.
blogger conferences or conferences like Blog Her, which are a much bigger scale, et cetera. But every year I would invest in going to them. And it was through that investment that I would make connections with brands, that I would make connections with other bloggers, et cetera. But there was nothing like that specifically aimed at us, at our community. And I also always see what's done right and what's not done right, et cetera. So I started saying, okay, so if I did my perfect conference, it would look like this.
Right.
And finally,
Because that's a producer in you.
as a producer, yes, always. So I finally in 2014 decided to go with it. Neutrogena had been one of our main clients since the beginning, and we have a great relationship with them. So I was like, so I have this crazy idea. If I did this, would that be something you guys be interested in? They're like, if you're doing it, we're in there with you. But obviously I didn't have anything signed the moment I announced the conference. So I had no idea. I'd never done a conference. It's hard to do. You can do it. You do an event. I mean, it's a huge event. It's hard. You're working with vendors, with, ticket sales, with sponsors. It's crazy. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Just from finding the location is hard, negotiating with the hotel, all that. So I announced it. I pick a date with my astrologer.
Stop right
She's
now.
in Mexico, and you met her at the summit.
Stop it. You did?
Yes.
Shut up. You went with her and you're like, what date works? And she was like,
I was like, within these months, I'm like, it has to be between mid-January to March.
Shut up.
We picked a date. That's all I looked at, right? And then I was like, okay, we announced it. But obviously, you need to, it's done backwards. First, you need to have a hotel. You need to have a location.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that the date is available for them, et cetera. But you know how things are when you put it out there. That's why I tell people, just take the step, right?
Right.
I don't recommend, not everybody can handle the way I do things. So I just kind of throw myself out there. But it all actually
People are going to be asking for your astrologer, just FYI.
Follow her on Facebook. Una luna, dos lunas. Sue. But anyway, so we 2 weeks later, after we built the blog, the website again, a free template, et cetera, et cetera. I do have my designer who's still with us, and within 2 weeks, the Line Hotel came to us.
Oh, wow.
They had seen it and they were like, oh, we just started, it was just 6 months
just
old.
opened.
It had just
Yes,
opened. And
yes.
we're looking for events like yours. And then then Neutrogena signed the contract, and then it all started, snowballing, and we sold out, and it is what it is now.
Wow.
And you know what?
What year was that?
2015 was the first conference 14. In March.
14.
15 was the conference. I announced it in 14.
Oh.
So I announced it in May because you need it's a long tail.
Oh, you're right.
So I announced it in May
Right.
2014. The conference was in March.
So
Wow.
I remember when I arrived to We All Grow this year, and we went to Disneyland, and I met all these wonderful women that had been there the previous years. They were talking about this event like they had been going there for 10 years.
And it was the second year last year.
Yeah, and
This year, it feels like it was such a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, this year.
It was in March. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
So much has happened.
Oh my gosh.
So they were
That's
talking, and they were like, "This is the best event ever." They're
When it was like
bloggers.
Mom's Gone Wild for us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they, they go to different conferences all over the country, and they were like, "No, We All Grow is it?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then when I left, I was like, "I know what they're talking about. Yes, totally. This is the best ever." But I didn't realize until later that it was only the second year that you put it together, and it's been so successful.
It has. And I think we found a really good formula. I mean, people really just want to be treated with respect.
Right.
Everything
Yeah, for
from
sure.
starting on time and making sure that everything runs on time, for me, is one of the number one symbols of respect. I always say at the beginning of the conference, we don't run in Latino Standard Time, so don't count on that. Be on time to everything, because it does run on time. Having just the best possible, especially Latinas, there is still this this perception of the stereotype of how we do things, of how, and everything, right? Or the way organization writes. And unfortunately, the stereotype is propagated for a reason. There are,
Yes.
Right. So I wanted to get away from that and really just do
quality,
the best quality possible, so that it would be above anyone's standard, Latino, whatever it may be, just
in
best
general
quality that we can have, period.
The jump.
Right.
From being in the Line Hotel, where how many did you have on the first?
We had 250 the first one.
Okay. But I mean, to what it is at the
400.
Yeah, at such a huge hotel. I mean, the Line is like a boutique hotel.
It was perfect though, because people are used to going to a certain type of hotel, or the typical ballroom experience
Right.
for a conference. And we wanted to get so many people invest coming from all over the United States.
They do.
So we want to make sure that when they come, you feel like that girl, it's like a retreat. It's a weekend out.
Right,
You're in a different environment altogether.
Right.
And like, I love all the details. You're so detail orientated. Like, from the moment I got there, I was like, this is a We All Grow hotel. Like, this is not a hotel.
Totally.
This belongs to like We All Grow. Like everything I remember the keys, everything.
Like what you see, what you like. Even the pen that you gave was awesome. By the way,
the pen is awesome, isn't it?
That pen is awesome. I hope you give those pens again because those pens write so well.
They do. You know what? They're expensive. Like we could choose a cheap pen.
Yeah.
So again, that's the level of respect that we want to have. Like,
but
I want them to write well. Like, what's the point of getting a pen that doesn't write?
But like, I was like, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, cool, a pen. You go to a conference, I was like, this pen is legit.
This is like a pen.
Yeah, this is like a really good pen. Like and something as small as a pen, but it's sort of like when you can make something like this little things work, like the huge things make it. Everything just makes sense.
How about breakfast in bed? Did you have
Oh
breakfast
yes.
in bed?
Well, we didn't stay in the hotel that year, but we are.
I did stay with you.
No.
But you did. Stay. But we are gonna stay next year for sure.
I already told my husband I'm going all day. It's like, I'm sorry.
It's a retreat. Gone. You're gone.
I'm done. No, but I just really like the fact that you make everybody there feel special. Everybody just feels special. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is for me. Like it's just like a really good experience. And it's just a different experience for us as Latinas, like you say, because you go and you're like expecting certain things. And then you're blown away by everything that happens. And you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. So I think that's why everybody just kept talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks after.
So now We All Grow. It's Latina. It's no longer Latina Bloggers Connect, right?
No, the company now transitioned
has evolved too.
Now we rebranded a few weeks ago, and it's now the We All Grow Latina Network.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's amazing. So you started from Spanglish
Baby,
to Latina Bloggers Connect. To now We All Grow
We All Grow Latina
Network. And how many people work with you say now? So it's
the team is 11 people plus we have
production when you have
people that do temporary just for the events.
So what's next? Or what are some of the plans?
You know what I'm working on?
Because now it's like, because it's not just that one summit, right? I mean, you just finished Miami.
We just did Miami. So we're branching into one-day events in different cities because the Latinas are different, and we know that we're not a homogeneous group, right? We're very diverse depending on our backgrounds. But we did a one-day event, a half-day event in New York last year and Brooklyn, and that's a completely different environment, right? It's a lot more Afro-Latina, Caribbean, a lot more talk about curly hair. The sponsors are different. We have a lot more editors because of all the publishing companies over there. We went to Miami this week, and that was a full day event. We had no idea. That one sold out in 8 hours.
Wow.
150 people. We just had no idea that we were going to get that response. But we also, so Miami has a lot more of the Latina celebrities, right? A lot more Latin America, first generation influence, right? No. Venezolanas,
yeah, South American, right?
South American. Yeah, because that whole flood that has come into Miami right now, and they're on Univision and Telemundo, etc. So there's a lot more of that. So most of the sessions were in Spanish just by default,
which I think when I go to Miami, it's so crazy because everyone speaks Spanish.
Everyone,
it's like Spanish 100%, and it's so different than
we
LA.
speak English.
In LA, Latinas in LA, but we speak Spanish, but not. When I go to, like, not on a regular basis, like if the three of us are sitting here, coming in here, we're going to speak in English.
Yeah.
But if we were Miami Latinas, we would just be Spanish 100%.
It's 100. So it's very, very, very different. And we had a lot of the speakers were a lot more celebrities. So, and they were coming to us really because it turns out that they also don't have these type of events where at the end of the day, so the theme for next year for the summit is the energy of sisterhood.
Yeah.
And that came out of this year, right? When I was watching the recap video by Andrea Franco, who's our videographer, she is incredible in how she can capture the spirit, right? I'm watching that. I'm like, and the theme just came to me. I'm like, it's the energy of sisterhood. This is what I'm seeing here. This is what I'm feeling. This is what people perceive from just watching the video. And it's that is what makes it the event special, whether it may be 3 days or 1 day. And talking to a lot of people in Miami, they're like, we don't have these type of events. Most of the events are, especially for influencers and celebrity influencers, it's more like, what can I get from you, right? How can you bring in more reach to my event or to my product or to whatever I'm selling or doing? But this is for you. This is for them. This is for the influencers to learn more, to connect with other people, to just have a freaking amazing time while you're kicking ass, because you're, acquiring new skills, but then you're getting completely pampered and your pretty hair done and the makeup and by the sponsors and things like that. So it's also working, with the right sponsors, because all those details that you see, yes, we're very picky in how we do things. But also we kind of expect the sponsors to come up to that level. So what starts happening with the sponsors is that they notice now that, what the other ones have done.
Yeah. So
and now they're like, they had to one up it. One up, like more gifts and more things.
I cannot wait for
All right. Okay. So then my next questions is just going to be about like how you figure to make all of this happen.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of the comments that we get from moms, just from my sister and I, people are always like, oh my God, how do you guys do everything? And it's so cool that what you guys have, and then you guys are moms, you guys are Latinas, like how do you do it all? And I hate that question, because it's not like you do it all, because you have people that work with you. But what I always ask people is, what does your day look like? What does an average day look like for Ana Flores? Like, what time do you wake up? Okay. Do you have any like morning rituals? Do you, I don't know, what do you do?
So the hard part is having a typical day, right?
Okay.
I wish if I could get all my, every time I travel, everything becomes like, it takes me like 2 weeks to come back to, my day. And then the summer with the kid, everything changes and everything. But my typical, let's say, school year kind of day summer completely, it changes everything. So it's waking up at 6:30. My ideal, and what I try to do is wake up at 6 to at least get in some yoga or something on my own. But typically it's waking up at 6:30, waking up my daughter. I do all, the breakfast, the smoothie, prepare her for her lunch, blah, 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 all of that kind of stuff. Thankfully, my husband can take her to school, because it's that moment, and that's what I miss in the summer. It's a moment that the both of them walk out the door at 8 o'clock, that I lock myself up in the room and I meditate.
Oh.
If I don't have that, and that's what I lose in the summer, because when the day starts, I just don't have it in me to stop and meditate in the middle of the office, or I just go to the bathroom. I just don't. So I lock myself up in the room, and I've used several things, but right now I'm using the Calm app.
The Calm.
Okay. It's helped me a lot. It's just, I like their meditations, and 15 minutes, and then I start getting ready for the day. And then I do have an office. I can't work from home.
Okay.
I realized that a long time ago. I need to get myself out, because or else my brain is looking at the dishes that aren't done. I need to get up and do that, and this, and then you feel guilty about the home and everything else that you should be doing. So as soon as the company was able to have a little office outside, I've had an office. So it's been about like 4 years now. So right now I have an office.
And you still get a chance to get ready, right?
I need to get ready, get my makeup on, and the whole thing. And I don't always overdo it. I do jeans and t-shirts, but
you always
at least
always look put together, Anna. Don't even underdo it.
I don't snap every day.
don't under. Every time I see you,
today I was like, damn, I'm gonna copy that look totally.
Because even though you are wearing jeans and t-shirt, I mean, you're still wearing a little blazer and like cute little shoes, and you're accessorizing. So jeans and t-shirt to you is a little different than jeans and t-shirt for somebody else. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't feel like that all the time. I'm like, I need a stylist. But yeah, no. And then it's just office. Once I'm in the office, it's like, it's a blur, because having a team really means that I don't get to strategize or think too much during the day. It's a lot of reacting, right? There's a contract that needs to be signed. There's a problem with a client. There's another proposal that needs to be signed off on. There's the social media thing. There's always something that needs to be taken care of, and you're there for the team. And our team is East Coast, West Coast. So one of the hard things too is that the East Coast gets going really early, and like it or not, I check in at 7 a.m. I start checking in because I don't want to be too late for them if there's something that a client needs, etc. So a lot of my day is gone on the needs of what has to be done.
Okay.
So that means that I end up working a lot at night, even though I don't, it's not the ideal, but especially during event season and all that, it's at night. So that I'm always, I pick up my daughter, extended day. I have to have her extended day. We have a nanny that picks her up a few days a week, do the homework, do the dinner, and then it's and then
after she goes, does she go down early to help you?
8:39. I'm very strict about that because I need my time.
Yeah, right. To answer more emails or work on whatever projects.
Or at least I get 1 hour of like stupid TV, whatever's on, just to
what are you watching right now?
Wait, I'm more so this is a thing. I get really hooked on like Spanish series and things like that, and I try to avoid them because I will not stop. And it's hard because I do need the time at night. So the last one I got hooked on was Gran Hotel.
Oh, I haven't. I saw.
They're so beautiful.
I saw Velvet.
And Velvet. So right now I am trying to stay off because the new season is already out. And I'm like, I can't watch it right now.
I love that. I started watching Grand Hotel, but I was like, I need to finish Velvet first because I get confused with the characters.
Yeah, and it's a lot of the same
actors.
a lot
of like the same
But they're
thing.
Gorgeous, and the locations and the wardrobe, the style. Oh, so
the way they talk and the way they love each other. Oh my God.
The way they love each other.
Because it's
like romanticism.
Yeah, romantic. So romantic. It's very romantic.
It's like your Downtown Abbey for Latinas.
Gran Hotel, yes.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Okay, got it.
Sure.
Yeah. I have to. Maybe I'll look
into
that.
Club de Cuervos.
Club de Cuervos is so fun.
Dude, it's coming back.
It's coming on Unimas now, I think.
No, but the second season.
Oh, the second season.
Oh my God,
yeah. See, that one's so easy to watch. Like I saw.
Oh my, Club de Cuervos! I saw. I think I saw it in one day. I was like folding my baby's clothes. I don't know what I was in, but I was just like. I love that show.
Hilarious.
I love it.
That's the only Spanish one that I get into. But okay, another thing that I want to talk to you real quick was Spanish, because you're so huge on bilingual. I mean, obviously, you're that was your first love.
Oh, I actually wrote a book.
You did?
Half a book, but I did.
But in between, you wrote a book. So, okay, because that's how We All Grow started. I mean, if you think about kind of like the origin of like what it is right now, I always think it's like a gift from our children, right? It's like. I think Super Mamás is a gift that my child gave me.
Right. Yes.
Like, after all I went through, he was like, here, Mom, take Super Mamás. But I feel like that's what your daughter gave you. She was like, here is We All Grow, Mom, and take it where it is. That's my gift to you. Because you started it to figure out how to maintain the bilingual life. And I couldn't think of a mom that does it so well like you. Like, you're so good at speaking Spanish to her.
Yes.
And you're so good. I mean, even the school that she goes to, right?
She goes to a dual immersion school. Yeah. We travel a lot purposefully.
You moved, right?
I moved to be closer to the school.
Closer to the school.
Yes. Well, she was in another school, but this one's just much better for her personality because of the teaching method. But yeah, we moved to be close to the school. We're renters, so it was fine. But that is our number one priority. And we want to make sure. I want her to be a mini me, don't we all?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, but it's work because she has this identity, this connection, right? She's always. The last thing for me was for her to have to go to Mexico and not be able to. My husband's Mexican and I'm Salvadorian, but not have a direct connection with her cousins, right? Que fuera la primita gringuita, that couldn't understand them, whatever. As it is, they have that distance that sets them apart. But at least when they're together, she can speak their language, etc. Same thing in El Salvador. Have that connection with all her family was super important for us. And then I know that the opportunities that she can get speaking perfect English and perfect Spanish, and it's not easy, but we have been so dedicated to that.
Is there anything that any tips that you can give moms specifically on how to do that? Because I know it's tough. It's really hard, especially for those moms who don't have a partner that speaks Spanish on the reg. So like, is it just like, dude, you just got to speak Spanish?
I mean, it is that. But so the tip varies depending on each situation. But let's say that it is what they call it a one parent, one language household, which is where one speaks Spanish and the other one speaks English. So let's say we're talking to the mom that speaks Spanish or that learns Spanish. Because a lot happens too that they grew up listening to Spanish and can understand it perfectly, but they were never made to speak it, so they don't speak, or it's not their language of love. For me, Spanish is my language of love. You know, it's a mi amorcito, mi cosita, like that's so that is what comes out naturally to me especially when you're with your baby, that it's all a language of love.
It's so true,
and it's really hard to do that switch, right? So that language of affection, of love. So basically, if you can speak it, just do it. Or if you have somebody in the family, la abuelita, that spends a lot of time with them, ask them and make them understand why it's important for you to have that help and them speaking that language. So let me give you a really nerdy fact, right? When children are born, and this is like the very basic way to explain it, but now we have so much research from, the brain, right? They're able to take pictures of the brain and what happens. So when a baby is born, as de cuenta, I mentioned that they have all the sounds, we have all the sounds of the universe in there, all of it. And the way that we learn a language is by eliminating the ones we don't hear. Mm-hmm. So the more you hear a sound, it's what you're going to absorb. That's why they say like 0 to 7. And by 0, we mean the belly. Right. Like start exposing them to the language in the belly. And you can do that by reading, by, singing lullabies, just speaking to the baby. But the more they hear a language, the more they're going to retain the sounds of that language and eventually, be able to start putting the words together, etc. Another thing that scares most parents away is when a child starts speaking, that age, 1.5 to 2 years, when they probably have like about 100 words, and they're like, pero no le entiendo ni español ni en inglés. It's like, because those 100 words are mixed up 50 probably in Spanish and 50 in English if they've been getting exposure to both. Mm-hmm. So yes, they can't form full sentences like the other kids, but that's when we start comparing our kids, and we do that with everything, right? But the other kid's already reading, and he's 1.5. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Right. But, and your child is learning 2 languages. So they're not, maybe they're not forming full sentences yet, but they will. You're giving them a bigger brain. You're giving them much more power, brain power, whatever you want to see, and in skills. Right. But you're just not seeing them yet.
Yeah. I've noticed that with my daughter. She's been in dual for, I think, 3 years. And I noticed that when she started speaking more, it was a very literal translation in her brain. Mm-hmm. Like everything was mixing, and I would have to correct her a lot. But in comparing her to other kids her age, I was always like, oh man, but she doesn't speak that, But now I'm realizing that she's like saying full-on conversations in Spanish, proper Spanish, and full conversation in English. And she's still working through all of that, but I realized that we do make a lot of comparisons. We're like, oh my God, why does it? I remember when she was a baby, the doctor was like, she's not talking yet. They made me do like hearing tests and all these things, and then later I started reading, and I was like, oh, it's because she's bilingual. Of course, she's gonna take a little longer, and I think that does scare a lot of people. They're like, oh my God, no, my child's falling behind. But
actually the professionals you trust and scare you too, because it's getting better. Mm-hmm. But 9 years ago when I had my daughter, still, because we had experts on Spanglish Baby, we had a column called Ask an Expert. So people could send in submissions of questions. And we actually had like neurologists, psychologists, book authors and everything answer a question per week. And especially the speech pathologists that were specialized in bilingual children, because it's completely different research, in the brain and how children develop language. That's the one thing that they would always say. One of the, the biggest distractors are the people that are not trained for, to treat bilingual children. And when it comes to speech delay, a bilingual child is going to have a speech delay, whether they're bilingual or not. Bilingualism is not the cause. Right. The child already has a speech delay. Mm-hmm. So it's just informing yourself, and that's why it's important to have those conversations and to ask. But more important than anything, do not stop speaking to them in Spanish. Yeah. And not everybody has the means, but travel is so important. I mean, 1 week of taking my daughter to El Salvador or Mexico was a huge leap in her language.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Especially when you're always speaking Spanish only, right?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Oh my gosh. So much information. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll come back with our dear segment, Super Mama Pick or Tip of the Week. We love that segment because it makes me buy stuff. Okay. We'll be right back. Pick or tip of the week. I'm going to share just a quick story real quick before we start. Because when you said that we all want our kids to be mini us, so I'm very proud of this, okay? So I'm going to share it. Yesterday, my husband came and he came home with the baby. And he was like, oh my God, today at school, they told me that he was such a leader that he was helping all the kids, like show them how to wear hats, and he was like showing them how to eat, and you know, he to all the new kids, he was being a really good leader. And I was like, mi hijo, eres mi hijo, sí, mi amor, sí, eres mi. I was just like all like, oh my god. Era como una pavo real. I was like,
como el ajolote.
Yeah. I love it. Exactly. Anyway, just had to throw that out there. My baby was a leader yesterday. Paulina?
Yeah, I have a tip. I think I mentioned this like really briefly on the episode with Betsy about that I went crazy labeling stuff for school. But I gotta say that it's been working really, really, really well. I actually purchased some iron-on labels with the name of my daughter. What? And then
I was just thinking about that this morning when I gave my husband, kind of my husband too, my baby his jacket.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck, I should label this.
Oh my goodness, I just Sharpie it all.
And I was like, yeah, and I found a Sharpie and that didn't have no ink, and I was like, you know what? I'll find it.
I actually purchased
Hold on. And then I was thinking, and I was like, I wonder who those moms are right there, like going with their freaking iron-ons. I swear to you, those was my thought driving to his school today. I was like, I wonder if like my mom seguro nos lo cosía.
My mom would do that.
My mom would embroider it. I see, you know, herself con una aguja, and she would put like her initials in her sweater on the left corner. And I was like, fuck. And then look, it's Paulina. Little did I know I was going to come to this tip today. But anyway, go.
My daughter's the only
perfect
kid
mom
at school that has embroidered.
Of course. I'm telling you.
Sorry. I'm like such a Mexican that way.
Well, now that you say that, my mother-in-law,
right?
I mean, my husband's last name is Housemans because of his dad. He's Dutch. But when Camila was entering kindergarten, I think she still had the labels that said Housemans.
Yeah.
From and I inherited those. Yeah, they're somewhere in the house. I'm sure I can find them.
No, look,
but the Sharpie just so much more, like and they're just right there. Yes,
I have two kinds of labels.
Oh my gosh,
I have the iron-on. Hey, I this child, like every day that I go pick her up, she doesn't know her sweater is. She doesn't know where it is, so we have to like search for it every single day. If you didn't have her name, gone.
Okay, so your tip is to iron on labels.
Iron on labels, ladies, please. Okay. You will save a lot of headaches.
Or Sharpie.
Right.
Anna? Anna's like, well, my tip was going to be a Sharpie.
Yeah, I don't have any efficient, organized mom tips. Those hardly ever come out of my mouth.
I am not organized. Just this one thing.
That's okay, Paulina.
We love it. We finally got, like, you know, yesterday we cleaned out books. Like my daughter told me finally, because we had tons of books from Spanglish Baby. We would get books, you know, people sent to us. So her room was drowning in books, but she wasn't ready to let go of them. Last night we did. So we're like,
nice.
But one we didn't get rid of, which is actually my pick. We're coming into my favorite season of the year, which is Dia de Muertos.
Yes.
Dia de Muertos.
I know. I love that too. I need to make an altar for my dad-in-law.
I love Dia de los Muertos. Everything that, you know, and I actually learned to love it when I lived in Mexico because you know, in El Salvador, it's a dark, gloomy kind of celebration. And in Mexico, this whole celebration of, you know, celebrating the people that passed away and love and this, all the culture behind it. I mean, you ladies are from Oaxaca. We don't even need to talk about it. It's actually one of my dreams to go to Oaxaca
you should.
You should do it. Dia de Muertos. It's on my bucket list big time.
Yeah.
And to take Camila. But anyway, so one book that was sent to me when I was in Spanglish Baby, when it was still a PDF, and I fell in love with it, and we immediately talked about it, and it's still around, and it's actually two authors that live in California, in LA. It's called Rosita y Conchita.
Okay, I have to
The Muertuns. Actually, you know, in Facebook, the stickers, the Muertun stickers.
Oh.
Have you seen them?
No.
You know the stickers you can use to like.
Oh, okay.
There's one sticker that's a calaverita.
Yeah.
Those are Rosita y Conchita. Those are Muertuns.
Oh.
So they're these illustrators and writers. These two guys. I can't remember Eric. There's two. Both of them are called Eric. I can't remember their last name, but it's Muertuns. And they have two books out now. But Rosita y Conchita is the most beautiful book I have seen about Dia de Muertos. The story of two sisters, the one that passed away. But it's such a beautiful way to read it, to kids. It's sad,
Is it in
but
Spanish?
it's beautiful. It's bilingual.
Oh, nice.
It's in
Perfecto.
both. So I highly recommend getting it now. Go to Amazon and everything so you can start, getting the kids in the right spirit of, because Dia de Muertos is becoming popular.
It is.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to we don't want to forget where it comes from and what it means.
It's more than just a makeup tutorial, though, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? It's not just about putting your face. It's like everyone's face is like that. And I'm like, why are you taking that away from me?
Exactly.
Well, remember, was it yesterday that we were looking at the stickers at that store?
we were at Top Shop and they had we had Muertos stickers to put on your face. I'm like, Top Shop for real.
It's gonna get worse, but yeah, as long as we can keep it authentic and our children know what it really means.
I went to everywhere. There's
it's all Muerto stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, as long as they pay the respect, give Oaxaca credit when it's due. Well, my pick is actually going to be my friend's book that just launched. It's called it's called My Underground American Dream. My Underground American Dream, and it's by the author Julissa Arce.
Oh, Julissa's your friend?
Yeah.
That's funny. I was reading. Well, I've been reading about her for a while, but today I saw an email with talking about her book.
Yes. So her book just launched today.
Yes,
today's
I
launch.
saw that on Facebook.
Oh my gosh. So her story is incredible. Mm-hmm. She was undocumented and worked her way up to being a top executive at Goldman Sachs. I mean, earning a lot of money.
Goldman Sachs money.
Okay. She was like making it rain.
Yeah.
And she was illegal. And she did it and then she talks about her experience and how scared she was and how, everything that goes with it. Her dad passed away and then she had she couldn't go back to see him. Everything how she opened up a churro stand when she was a little girl. Yeah, her story is incredible.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone to support her, buy her book, order her book on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Nobles. It's everywhere. My Underground American Dream, Julissa Arce.
I love it.
Now
I want her at Real Grow.
Yeah. Yes. You need to have her at Wheel Grow.
Yes.
I will hook you up with her.
Sweet. She's the sweetest.
She's the sweetest person. She's great. Yeah, you totally need to have her at Wheel Grow. And her book, her story is just
amazing,
incredible. She go from just she was just like a top dog at Goldman Sachs and nobody knew that she was undocumented.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say illegal because she was legal. She just didn't, she was undocumented. So, yep.
Oh my God, I can't wait to read that book. I'm going to read it.
And she also has an audiobook.
Oh.
And she reads it. And she reads it. Yeah, it's her voice.
Okay,
she reads
I want to
it.
get that one.
And she says Tarjay when she says Target on her book. Yeah, it's super cute. Well, that was our show, ladies. Thank you, Anna, so much for being here. That was so much fun. I learned so much. I love everything you do. I'm a huge fan of you since we met. And
goals.
It's funny. And
#goals.
Goals. And it's funny because you know who told me about you a long time ago? Melina.
We worked at Mundos.
Melina was like, when we started Super Mamás, like, dude, you need to hook up with my friend Anna because she started a blog and now it's blown up into something huge.
And you know who told me about you too before I even met you? Rebecca.
Oh, Rebecca from the school.
Yeah. Yes, because one time we were at the beach with the kids, and I was like, I want to start a podcast. I was telling her, and she was like, you got to connect with this chick. You got to meet her. And then she was like, she has this, she had already got the tickets for We All Grow this year.
Yeah. She went the first year,
And then
too.
I was like, I should go. I should definitely go. And I had no idea, later.
And I had heard about you guys from everywhere.
And then we spoke at We All Grow. We did our little podcast. Well, again, thank you so much for being here, Anna. Where can we find you? Where can girls connect with you? I know everyone's gonna want to be your friend and want to see how do I get to Wheel Grow? What happens?
My personal Twitter and Instagram is La Flowers, LA Flowers, and then you can find anything weallgrowlatina.com. You can reach us there. Anybody from the team, and that's also at We All Grow Latina, our social handles.
Awesome. Thank you again so much. And thank you, ladies. Don't forget to follow our social handles.
Follow us at _Super Mamás on Instagram and Twitter. Super Mamás Podcast on Facebook and supermamaspodcast.com.
Awesome. All right, ladies, we're out. Super Mamás.
Super Mamás. Yay!
Good luck in Oaxaca. Bye.
Bye. I'll see you guys later.